the grand opening. One evening, the 4 engines were in the sheds when the Fat Controller went to see them. An important grand opening is to be opened tomorrow afternoon, he said, and I want you four to be on your best behaviours. Yes, sir, said the engines. He had something different before he had to go home. Hank will pull the express, and Murdoch will take the goods. Neville will take the brass band, and you, Molly, are to shunt some stone trucks to the quarry to tidy things up or not. This made Molly very cross. Trucks, she pondered. Why should I shunt trucks? I meant to be pulling coaches instead. I'm afraid that's already been arranged, said the Fat Controller, and he walked away. Molly was very cross. She was not happy about this, and so she went to sleep. Until later that morning, Molly did really take the stone trucks to the quarry. She was still not happy about this. I wish this was never my job, she groaned. She still kept thinking about what the Fat Controller told her last night. She was still grumbling about it, as she wasn't watching where she was going. There was Donald ratting at the station. Molly was still shunting the trucks when the trucks jumped back into Donald's tender. Donald's tender was derailed, and the trucks tumbled their stones into the station. Molly was surprised. Ouch! Shouted Donald. You know that really hurt, he complained. Until a few minutes later, all of the workmen came to clean up the mess. The trucks were broken and had to be scrapped. Donald's tender was back on the rails. He was very cross with Molly before Molly was allowed to say she was sorry. You should watch where you're going next time, he said. You are a very clumsy engine, and so Donald puffed angrily away. Molly remained silent. She hid under the tunnel where no one can see her, feeling very upset. But she was wrong. Hank could see Hank had already seen Donald departing from the station and some workmen cleaning up the mess. Well, he said, aren't you feeling so glum today, Molly? He said, and he puffed away. Molly felt silly. But she still came back to the sheds by the time the Fat Controller found out. You have caused confusion and delay, he said. For your punishment, you will stay in your shed until you are wanted, he said. Now Donald will have to do his goods. Will have to do your goods as well as his own, he said, and it's not easy. And he walked crossly away, leaving Molly to sulk in the shed. But in the meantime, at last, Neville had finally arrived to collect the brass band. He backed down onto his train, ready to take them to the grand opening. He was coupled to his coach, and at last, Neville puffed away. His driver and fireman were excited. So was Neville too. They went past by the engine sheds where Molly was staying on her own. Molly was not very happy at the moment. Soon Neville had finally collected some passengers as well as the brass band. Neville soon puffed away. He was nearly at the station, but he had started to slow down. There was something wrong with his boiler. Neville stopped. He couldn't go anywhere. His driver and fireman were disappointed, but not with Neville. Don't worry, old boy, they said. We'll phone for help. And so they went to the station and telephoned for help. Molly stayed in the sheds feeling miserable when the Fat Controller arrived. Neville has broken down with the express and I want you to take him to the station immediately. I'll be glad to help, smiled Molly. The turntable turned and at last Molly got out of her shed and was ready to find Neville and rescue him. Neville was still feeling miserable about breaking down when he saw Molly backing towards him. Molly had finally buffered up to Neville. Having a doze, weren't you? She teased. I was not, said Neville. I've broken down, remember? And so Molly was coupled up. At last, she pulled Neville and the train to the station at last. And at last, there was a crowd of people clapping when she and Neville arrived. Molly was very pleased, and the grand opening had finally begun. The evening had already started, and Hank, Molly and Murdoch were at the sheds without Neville. When the Fat Controller came back to see them, he was feeling very pleased. I am very pleased with you both, he said, especially to you, Molly, he said. You have redeemed yourself when you've rescued Neville and the brass band, he said. Neville shall have a new shape, and some new brakes, he said, and he'll have a fresh coat of paint, and you have finally done the right thing. Molly smiled. This wasn't the first time Neville had broken down, but she had been really useful. Molly smiled as the Fat Controller walked away as she, Hank and Murdoch went to sleep together.